Hey everybody, today we are going to explore loops. So, what does a loop make you think of? What do you think a loop refers to in computer programming? And can you think of any real life examples of loops? Please write that down in your daily journal, your digital journal. So, you guys are supposed to um, get together with a classmate, and the two of you, and there should only be two. I know that this class there might be one multiple of three, but that's it. Um, this way, everybody has a game, everybody has a person to work with. That's really important. Okay, so uh, game pieces, tokens, markers. You're going to be getting all of this stuff in class. So here we are going to move a robot around a game board using the following commands. Here's the first one: move forward. Do this command to write a program to move the robot to the purple box. So let's do this. And that's how that works, right? Right. Next. So as it says, this code is repetitive. We are calling move forward 4 times. How can we simplify it? By introducing the while loop. Here's how it works. While something is true, the code in the while loop runs over and over until it is no longer true. So let's try it. Let's run this program together. Set up your board with the robot in the same place as the robot on the screen. We are going to run each step of the loop together. First, you will try it on your board, and then we will look at the answers on the screen. So do that now. All right, round 1. So while steps is less than 4, execute, move forward, and then steps plus plus. Yep, that's true. Steps are less than 4. We then move forward. Then we add 1 to steps. Round 2. So steps, is it less than 4? Yep, sure is. Move forward. Add 1 to steps. How about this one? Steps are now 2. Is 2 less than 4? Yep, sure is. We move forward 1 more time. All right, and we add 1 to steps. Next, steps. Is 3 less than 4? Sure is. And we move forward 1 more time. And we add 1 to steps. So is 4 less than 4? Nope. And then we stop doing the loop. Run the program on your board. What happens? We just did this. So oh, no, we didn't just do this. It's really important that you have those steps in there. Steps never gets incremented, never gets updated. This is going to become an infinite loop, which is really, really bad. So, got to make sure that we have we got to make sure that we have steps inside of the while loop. Otherwise, it's not going to get changed. All right, because steps will always be less than 4. It's an infinite loop. All right, let's go. We have a new command called turn right. This command turns the robot 90 degrees to the right. Click to see the new program. Run the program on your board. Oh, where will the robot end up? So let's do this. steps 0. So while steps is less than 4, move forward and then turn right. Steps plus plus. So round 1, round 2, round 3, and round 4. It comes right back to where it was. Is that what you expected? The while loop has 3 distinct parts. So first we need a counting variable set to an initial value. Typically this is 0. Sometimes it might be 1 depending on what it is that you're doing, but for the most part our initial counter is set to 0. So, and it must be outside of the while loop so that it can be updated and changed. If it was the first line of the while loop, it would always be reset to 0 at the start of the while loop. So that's important. Next, here's our step 0. So this Boolean expression, which checks the condition of the variable, is steps, which is currently the value of 0, less than 4. Yes, it is. Then we're going to move forward and we're going to increment steps by 1. That's what this plus plus is. It's a shorthand for steps equals steps plus 1. Okay, so this steps that we need to increment, right? A statement which increases or decreases the variable that is being checked. If this piece is missing, you create an infinite loop, which never stops running and at best crashes your browser. At worst, if you are using like a server-side language, could crash your server. Very, very bad. And yeah, infinite loops, bad. Okay. A for loop has all of these elements combined into one statement, and this is why I absolutely love for loops. It's all in one little container. But let's take a look at how it differs from the while loop. We're going to read each step as the animation highlights. So here's in a while loop, we have that outside of the while loop. That's so it doesn't get reinitialized or restarted at the top of the while loop. Here in the for loop, it's in this little parentheses, which has basically 3 arguments. Well, basically all the 3 parts. So this is the initializer, just like you saw before with the while loop. Okay. Any variable name can be used. Sometimes people use counter instead of I. And that's just because it makes it easier for them to remember, hey, this is the counter or steps or any of those things. But I is basically stands for initializer or iterator. It's basically the variable that counts. That counts. Okay, let's keep going. So while here's our conditional statement. While steps is less than 4, here we're saying, well, I is less than 4. Then steps plus 1 plus plus. Here's our plus 1 iterator. Like I said earlier, steps plus plus. That plus plus is a shorthand for plus 1. That way you don't have to type steps equals steps plus 1. It's steps plus plus. If you know it's always plus 1, you might as well just use plus plus because it's easier and faster and less typing. All right. Same thing over here in the for loop. All right. So let's play around with turn left. Let's reveal the code. So here's our for loop, our I equals 0. As long as I is less than 3, keep going through this loop. So try to figure out where this little guy is going to end up. All right. So now, is I less than 3? Nope, it is not. So it's not going to go through this loop again. All right. So we're going to click this to see a new program. Here's a for loop for I. As long as I is less than or equal to 2, we're going to add 1 to I. So same idea here. I is not, oh, it is actually. It is equal to, I is equal to 2. So we're going to do another round of this. And there you have it. All right. Now, this time, where do you think our little robot is going to end up? Keep track of the variable I on a scrap piece of paper. All right. Oops. Round 1. Let me go back because I don't think I did that right. Okay. Keep track of the variable I on a scrap piece of paper as we kind of go through this. Remember, here we have I is equal to 0, I is less than 2. As long as it's less than 2, we're going to iterate through this loop. All right. All right. Yep. 2 is not less than 2, so we will exit the loop. And that's where we end up, right back where we started. Now, we're going to add some new commands to make things a little more challenging. So can move left, can move right, can move forward, can move backward. These evaluate to true or false and are dependent on the direction that the robot is facing. If a barrier or wall is in the way, the Boolean expression evaluates to false. All right, let's take a look at what this is doing. So can move forward is true because there's nothing in the way of this thing to move forward. Can move right is true because there's nothing in the way to having it move over to this other square. Can move left, there's a big barrier here, so it can't move into that square. And can move backward, it can. All right. So can move forward, true. Can't move that way. Can't move that way. All right, so where will the robot end up at this point? Here's our loop. Let's see where it goes. All right. All right, now it's kind of stuck. And that's where it ends up. All right. And take a look at this. Where do you think the robot will end up based off of this code? So if can move forward, move forward. Turn left. If can move forward, move forward. Turn right. Okay. So can this robot move forward? Yes. Then we want to turn left. If can move forward, can it move forward? Yes. Then turn right. Let's see how this goes. There we are. And that's where it ends up. All right. Now we're going to set up our game board and add as many barriers as you like and write a program using a for loop to navigate the board. Figure out the starting and ending points of the robot. Share your board and code with another group and see if you agree on the ending point of the robot. So here's all your commands that you can choose from. And this can be any number of your choice. But I'd probably keep it smaller, and maybe keep your commands more simple, right? We don't want to necessarily do all of these things, but maybe some of them. All right, I'm going to give you a few minutes to get this done. And here's the big thing, right? A while loop uses a condition to check, to run a block of code and to check to see if it's true. If it's true, then we're going to keep running that block of code, just like a conditional statement. Only this is kind of a repeating conditional statement. Same thing for a for loop. It just kind of condenses the syntax into a kind of a smaller footprint. All of your variables and all of your things are in one spot, so it makes it easier to find those things. Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. There is a video on using loops that we're supposed to watch together, but I will leave that to you. Add to your digital journals the keywords iteration and infinite loop. Iteration is a repetitive portion of an algorithm which repeats a specified number of times until a condition is met. An infinite loop is when basically the condition is never met. So that's important for you guys to know. Make sure that you write this down in your digital journals. And that should be it.